Oh my god. Ugh. Jesus, I hope I'm not too loud. Hello everyone. It's me, the Humble Gamer, and today I'm here for something completely random and out of the blue, because I'm bored out of my mind, and I just felt like I needed to do this. I've been fucking around a lot, as I tend to do with my tech, to see if it can do certain things, because, well, I mean, I'm tired of playing PS4, frankly, and I thought about Grunty's Revenge again, because I haven't played Grunty's Revenge since I played it when I was at my brother's last summer, and I really enjoyed it. It turned out to be a lot easier than I thought it was going to be to play through. There was only a few challenges throughout the entire game that really threw me for a loop. I never did beat the final boss though, but I'm going to attempt to just sort of casually play through it today with the knowledge I have from having actually played through the whole game now, as well as, you know, just talking about a few other random things. I'm just going to very quickly do a sync test though, just to make sure this audio is all synced up, and then we will continue, so hold on. Alright, so we're all synced up. Good. So, before I do actually properly get into this, I do need to state how this is being done. I think, right, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that my Elgato game capture device can handle recording this. I don't want to jinx it, okay? We know what it's like to jinx something by saying, I think this is doing well, or I think this is going well. We've seen it in movies, it happens all the time. Hopefully, with any luck, it just carries on recording, nothing happens, and that's good. But that's being done on one computer, and on another I'm recording my audio, and I will sync them up in post, and that's how I'm going to do this. So, this game is only about relatively 3 or 4 hours long. I'm not going to play the whole thing today, but I'll play a significant portion of it and see if I can remember what I learned the first time I played, and we'll go from there. So, let me do a new game here. 2 months have passed since Gruntilda the Witch was defeated by Banjo-Kazooie. Good, alright, nice. This game actually takes place between Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. After falling from her tower, Gruntilda was buried underground. Yep, we know this. This is part of the story, where she remains waiting for her sisters to rescue her until this very day. Well, I wasn't aware she knew that her sisters were going to be coming for her, because we didn't even hear about her sisters in the first game. But hey, that's what happens with retcons, isn't it? When Tooie and Kazooie have already come out and this game then comes out. So, hey Kazooie, I'll clean the barbecue while you clear things up in the house. Well, back to this old fucking nonsense again with the text and not catching up with itself in the text box. I may not read all of this. I haven't actually got my headphones on, so I don't think I really need them for right now. And you know what I'm like with being distracted by video game audio, so I'll let this play out, and when I sync it all up and do the audio stuff, I'll make sure I'm louder than the game, but not too loud. That's the benefit of recording commentary and video separate, is you can do audio leveling in the post editing phase, where you can make sure that you're not too loud or too quiet from the game. I mean, I'm hoping this all works out. I really am, because I loved this game. Oh shit, I've got to press A to make the text boxes move. Text boxes is. I really loved this game. I thought it was really interesting, and I'd only ever played the first hour of it. The last time being back when I did the Pi Day video. And obviously, because of that, you'll have seen all of this already in that Pi Day video, which is what's going to be a bit disappointing about these first few videos. But I'm coming at it now from the perspective of having already played through the game to the final boss. Having not beat the final boss, but done everything else in the game 100%. So I have this perspective now that I didn't have when I made that Pi Day video. And frankly, I'm quite disappointed that that's the way I did it, because I should have played this game back then to make sure I had a better idea of what I was talking about and getting into when I did that. But, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, anyway, Klungo builds Grunty a robot, and she moves her soul from her body under the rock into the robot. The Mecha Grunty, as she likes to call it. So this game has a pretty basic premise, but it's pretty cool, actually. I kind of like the idea, you know, taking place between the two major titles, and not really fucking with anything majorly from either title. I mean, obviously there's like Banjo and Kazooie are separated in this, which they weren't in the original and are in the sequel, and they only learn to separate in the sequel, so that's a bit odd. But you know, it's artistic liberties. Let's call it that. It's artistic liberties. I'm also doing this because I need the practice with regards to commentary. I obviously haven't done anything commentary-wise for ages, so I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. But I'm trying, you know. I have to get myself back in the mood, because in a month's time I need to do another playthrough, and I haven't done a playthrough since August last year. That was when I finished up Subnautica, so well, it'd be before that, probably June or July, so it's been almost a year since I actually did my last major playthrough of something. And so I just feel like I need to practice a little bit, so that's also what this is. And at the same time, you know, I feel like it would be a good idea to do Grunty's Revenge if I can manage it, so that I've done one of the other Banjo games, because I've done Kazooie, I've done Tooie twice. Banjo-Tooie twice. When Banjo 3 comes out, we'll play that 3 times. No, we won't do that. Banjo 3 is essentially nuts and bolts, and I'll be playing that once, and I have no idea when that will be, by the way. I don't think I've addressed that in a long time, but nuts and bolts, I still want to do it. It's just being able to record it. I absolutely am certain that this computer can't handle recording the 360, so I don't even know if it'll barely be able to handle recording this, but the 360 is more difficult because of HDMI, and it's a lot of encoding shit that makes it I don't want to say awful. Did I just see the word awful there, and my mind went, I want to say awful now, I want to say awful now. I'm pretty sure there was an awful in that text box. I just turned around and my brain suddenly went, say awful, that's the word you're looking for. But yeah, no, I do definitely want to do Banjo Nuts and Bolts. It's just I have to figure out how I'm going to do that, because I haven't played it since 2016, 2017, and I'm going to need to do a practice playthrough so that I know which vehicles are going to do the best in certain missions again, because I used to know it off by heart, like I did with a lot of games. I used to know off by heart what vehicles to build in order to most efficiently do missions, and in the 2 gaming shenanigans I did for Nuts and Bolts, you can see that I had vehicles that were perfectly built to do whatever I needed to do, and that was something I just learned over time, but it's been so long now I've kind of forgotten, so I'll have to get back into that at some point. But anyway, back to Grunty's Revenge. So we've been sent back in time, right, to Spiral Mountain in the past, because Grunty has gone back to stop Banjo and Kazooie from ever meeting, so they never defeat her. What a great story, Mark. So we've met Bottle's ancestor here, and he's going to be the one teaching moves in this game. You'll find him in the levels, and he'll teach you moves to use. I won't read any of this, like I said. I'm just going to let it play out as it does. I think it's automatic. Yeah, it is automatic. It does go automatically. I think I just looked at it earlier and I was like, oh, it isn't moving, so I thought I had to press A. Right, anyway. My God. I'm rambling on at this point. I suppose this is just the way I am, actually, with my commentary nowadays, when I do commentate properly. So let me talk about Grunty's Revenge. Not the story, but the gameplay. The gameplay is isometric because it was a Game Boy Advance game, which means you could only move in 8 directions. Up, down, left, right, and diagonally. So basically the compass. Southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest, north, south, east, west. Those 8 directions were all you could move on a Game Boy Advance. And somehow, despite that limitation from Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie, they somehow managed to make a really solid 3D collectathon platformer for the Game Boy Advance. And I think there were other games, like Crash games on the Game Boy Advance, that also managed to pull the formula over and do it really well, but I've never played them, so I can't comment on that. But for this game specifically, having played Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie multiple times, it is a fantastic what do I want to call it, rendition of that formula in a completely different format, because Game Boy Advance was such a small screen, right? Being able to play Banjo on the go was already a pretty cool idea, but the fact that they actually went out of their way to make a Banjo game that felt like a Banjo game it shows as you move forward. I'm playing this on my Raspberry Pi, so I've got my 360 wired controller plugged in, and I've set all the controls up. I'm going to press A here to make this go a bit quicker. I've set all my controls up. My movement controls are actually linked to my left thumbstick. Normally they'd be linked to the D-pad, so you can only, you know, use the D-pad. But I feel like being able to use the stick makes it a little more fluid. You know, I can actually turn around on a whim really quickly without having to fucking let go of one side of the D-pad and push down on the other side. I can just, you know, pull and push and, you know, do whatever with the left stick, and it does what I need it to. So anyway, we are in game now. So how long have we been doing this now? 10 minutes. This is just a big old introduction part, essentially, just me getting into it, talking about what I need to talk about. So the beginning of this is very simple. It just lets you play around a little bit, explore a bit, and see what world you're in, you know, just kind of feel around a bit. And it's really cool because it's not exactly designed to be modeled like Banjo-Kazooie or Tooie's worlds, because it's in the past especially, so everything is a bit different. But it's nice because this is Spiral Mountain, but it's not the Spiral Mountain that we know, so it's a bit different and makes it a bit more entertaining to explore, because it's like, oh well, I know Spiral Mountain from Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, but this is different. This isn't the Spiral Mountain we know. I don't know if I said that right, the way that I just rambled all that out of my fucking brain. Oh, okay, it's A. There we go. So yeah, this is the first move that we're going to be given. This is the whack pack move, I believe. We're allowed to whack our pack down, which I think you could also do in Banjo-Tooie, I believe. But I can't remember right now. I don't think you can. I think you can whack Kazooie in Banjo-Tooie. When you get that secret egg move, you can like double tap and pull Kazooie out of the pack and smack her into the ground. You can do that with the pack in this game. Yeah, so you can't actually open the Jiggy Temple until you've got this move as well. So, but it's easy enough to get around in this game. So you get the general gist as time goes on, and things do work themselves out. Before you go into the temple, why not try talking to the Jinjo Oracle? She might be able to help you find your bird. Well, I might talk to the Jinjo Oracle, but I also might say fuck you and walk away. Something I will say is, when I first heard about Grunty's Revenge, which was, oh shit, okay, I was not expecting that. I kind of forgot about that. When I first heard about Grunty's Revenge, I was looking through videos on YouTube of Banjo-Kazooie, and one recommended video popped up of Grunty's Revenge. This was back in like 2011, and I went and looked at it, and I was like, huh, okay. I was trying to look up playthroughs of it, because back then I loved watching people play through games, and I just wanted to see a playthrough of Grunty's Revenge to see what the game was like, and I could not find one. Back then in 2011, I think there was only 1 or 2 entire playthroughs of Grunty's Revenge on YouTube, and I think it hasn't exactly expanded that much since then. I think there's only maybe 4 or 5 now entire playthroughs of the game on YouTube that you can find. These days, if you want to find a playthrough of even a niche game, you just type the game's name and then Let's Play or Playthrough, and put it as type playlist, and usually there'll be a playlist. And you can see how many playlists there are, so how many potential playthroughs of the game there are. And I haven't checked in quite some years, but I think Grunty's Revenge only has a few. Oh, right, can we... No, that's not right. Can we not roll? I'm not sure why we can't... Oh, there we go. Okay, the crouch button is there. Okay. Let me try to explain a few more things, shall we? Let's get the explanations out the way so that I don't have to explain shit later. So I'm using an Xbox 360 controller, so you'll have to forgive me for the explanations here. But this button here is the crouch button, so that's LB for me. So that will be important later, because that will allow us to start moves like we could in Banjo-Kazooie, like the Talon Trot and stuff. Of course, that's spoilers for later on. And then there is that. I guess that's just the, make Banjo spaz out button, I guess. What the fuck are you doing, Banjo? Jesus Christ. The X is my jump button. Also, A is apparently my jump button. Y is the whack pack button. Also B for some reason. I have no idea why 2 buttons are jump and 2 buttons are a move. That's a bit strange. Perhaps they'll all link up to particular moves later. I don't know. All these buttons are synced up to particular buttons, so it's all, I guess, because like Y and B would be the same button on the Game Boy Advance or something, and so would A and X. I don't know. I've never used a Game Boy Advance, so I don't know. I legitimately don't know. Alright, anyway, let's talk to the Jinjo Oracle. Why do you disturb the great Oracle of the Jinjos? Sorry to bother you. I was wondering if you could help me find my friend Kazooie. Seek the scattered Jinjos and return to the Oracle. Then the Oracle will reveal all the secrets of Jinjodom with a press of A. Ooh, mysterious. Not really, Banjo. The Oracle does not get around much and requires fresh gossip from lost Jinjos. Impressive. You knew my name without asking. It is written all over the manual. Oh, thanks, Miss Oracle. I'll go find some Jinjos and call back later. Gruntilda has cast a spell on the Jiggy Priest and he needs your help. A settlement needs your help in his temple to the south. Cool, so yeah, he is basically where you'll get your Jiggies from when you collect Jinjos in this game, instead of just a Jiggy randomly dropping from the last Jinjo you collect in a level. Also, there's another thing I really love about Grunty's Revenge. Not just the feel of the mechanics with the platforming, but the actual writing is very Banjo as well. It's all very rare, and the comedy in it is on par with Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie, which is great. The banter between characters can be really funny in this game, just like in the other 2 main ones. Alright, anyway, down here we go. Alright, so that's our first empty honeycomb. Of course, not present, well, sorry, I shouldn't say not present. Present in both Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie, but in Kazooie you just collect 6 and you get an extra life. In Tooie you had to take them to the B and you'd get an extra life bar. In this game they decided to go with the latter and put Miss B, or whatever her name is in this game, and you have to go to her in order to get your health bar extended. So yeah, it's a bit weird that they did that. It makes the game a little more slow, you know, because you have to walk all the way over to her every time you want to get a life extension. But it's fine, I guess. You know, it sort of it adds something to the game, I guess. You know, makes the game a little more chunky. I like 'em big. I like 'em chunky. Jesus Christ. And I think I forgot to mention about the Grunty's Revenge playthroughs on YouTube too. They are all in low quality for the most part. Most of the playthroughs I've seen on YouTube of Grunty's Revenge are in low quality. And I think most people who've recorded it have recorded it on an emulator and not off of the original Game Boy Advance, because I don't think it's possible to do that. So me recording it off a Raspberry Pi, I'm getting it through a HDMI cable, which means the quality is coming through better, but because it's not on an emulator on a PC, it's probably not as high quality as it could be. But hey ho, it's what it is. Alright, let's smack this button. Just push the button and let me go in there now. Alright, that was good actually. That was a good one. Man, I don't usually come up with good lyrics like that when I sing a random fucking song. Oh gee. This is just a fucking wild time, this. I honestly didn't think I'd be doing this. I woke up this morning and I was like, I'm just gonna do the same thing today as I do every fucking day during this quarantine. Play some ESO and chill. Sorry, I'm drinking water. The delicious taste of water. Don't forget to hydrate, everybody. Oh my god, do you want to hear the grossest fucking thing, okay? You can skip, like, the next couple minutes if you want, but I'm going to tell you the grossest fucking thing, okay? Last night, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I had the most terrible stomachache. And oh my god, I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but have you ever had such a bad stomachache? Like, you know that your body is just rejecting everything in your stomach, and you're like, oh great, okay, but you don't want to be sick, you want to do it at the other end. So you realise, oh fuck, okay, my body is just going to dump a bucket's worth of fucking shit into the toilet. and what do you know, it fucking did. Oh my god, it was so terrible. I'm not going to describe it in great detail because I think anybody who could relate to this situation would know exactly what it's like. But I just sat on that toilet and the floodgates were open. Holy crap. I mean, it was a lot of crap. It felt really bad. My arse was sore, I'll tell you. It was really sore after that. I managed to get to sleep though. I couldn't sleep because my stomach was hurting, so that's why I went to the bathroom. And man, it was not a fun time. It was not a fun time at all. I hate it when that happens. It's actually quite rare that happens to me, because it's usually to do with the things I eat. You know, sometimes I'll eat things that aren't particularly great for me, or I'll eat like a few too many things that are a bit too you know, they don't mix well together, and so I end up with a really bad stomach because of that. I should watch my food more, my diet. It's probably not a good idea for me to be munching down all this crazy stuff all the time. Anyway, we're going to finish off here for this episode, okay? So far it seems to be going okay. Let's not fucking jinx it though, alright? Please God, I'm praying right now. Put your hands together with me, okay? I've got my hands together in a pray position right now. Just anyone watching, do it with me. Please God, if one exists, give me luck here. Let this record. I need it, okay? I need this. This is a thing for me. I must do this. This is my legacy. Anyway, thank you. God bless. Anyway, so now, with that said, I'm going to finish this off. It's been good. We've had a good first episode. Just get into the mood of things, get into the zone. I'm going to keep going for an hour today, and that'll be 3 episodes. But this is the first one. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you look forward to the next episode, and I hope the fan that's in the background hasn't annoyed you either. I might put a little annotation at the beginning of the video that says that there is a fan in the background so that you know what that humming noise is. But hopefully the audio leveling that I do will make that not so prominent. But we'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.